Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lynn, the leather bag lady. How are you today? Doing well, I hope. It is Tuesday today, March 16th, I believe, and it's bloody freezing outside. To think that last week we had days with 18, 19, 20 degrees. Leather bag lady weather report. This sucks ass. It's brutal. I hate it when we have those teaser days of warm weather and get your juices flowing, ready for spring and all that jazz. And then we go back to -4 or -5. New Brunswick's -22 wind chill. Sorry, Karen. But absolutely crazy pants. But anyway, how are you all today? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are in the world. And welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I have a couple of new subscribers. My name is Lynn. I have a small business, a small hobby business, leather bag lady. I'm a purse junkie and addict and all those things, and thank the good Lord that I have no problem selling them. Otherwise I would have Lynn the leather bag lady hoarder beside me. It's bad enough as it is. So I haven't thrifted since Sunday. What is it, Tuesday? That's a whole almost 2 days. That's a big deal for me right now. But it looks like, I don't know, maybe we're going into a third wave here in Ontario. So maybe we'll get shut down again, which God forbid. I mean, I'm making light of it and I don't mean to, but from my financial point of view, for me, it might not be a bad idea. But anyway, I know that's a controversial thing to say, but it's kind of true. I need to stay out of the store. So I'm trying really hard not to go thrifting, but it's so tempting. It's just that you never know. Like even when I get to the parking lot and say, for example, the other day I had a birthday coupon sent to my phone. And I had to sit in my car and go through all my emails to retrieve it. I couldn't. I did it for a couple of seconds. I was like, no, 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 no. Somebody might be getting the best bag in the place and it needs to be me. And I just run in there, and I think other thrifters would somewhat feel the same way. At least I hope they are. I'm not the only crazy person out here. Anyway, bags today. We have, where are my bags? There they are. We have, what do we have? We have one actually really different bag for me anyway. Just feeling out the market a little bit for some different stuff. Always my priority will be leather. Always, always, always. But when I see something really unique, and I think, well, let me start with this one. It's not leather. It's actually French tapestry. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I have one of those curly lamb's wool, whatever. I know there's a name for it and I can't remember. But I've got a black one and a brown one with the mink collar. That would look fantastic. I didn't actually notice how different the gusset. It's like roses. So beautiful. And there's no smell. There's no nothing. Little top handle. It opens on this side. And it's like a champagne satin. You've got a slip pocket here. A slip pocket here. And then a zipper. Nice, beautiful zipper. There we go. I'm going to put the camera down a little bit. If I hold the bags up over my mouth, you can't hear me. That might be a reason for some people to hold a bag over my mouth. And not a plastic bag either. That's not what I mean. Because that would kill me. So, yeah, that's better. So there we go. Now, this cutie patootie has an attached little coin purse. Isn't that gorgeous? Can you just imagine if this bag could tell the story of its life? Is that weird to think of that? Like, who's owned it? And there's the tag. It's La Marquise or something like that. And it's, what does it say? La Marquise, made of the finest French tapestry. And there's a picture of the Eiffel Tower. So, is it made in France? I don't know. There's nothing to say that it is. There's nothing to say that it isn't. But it's beautiful. There's a little bit of a red mark here, but the lining is all intact. It's really actually in quite beautiful condition. There are some scuffs on the metal framework here, but here's that. I love that noise. But oh, it's so cute. It's just the most beautiful and it's not that delicate actually, but it just looks so delicate. And there's that rose, the same as on the bottom. So pretty. So that's something a little different for me. But if I come across something like this and the price is right and it's really unique, I'm going to pick it up because it's all about the pieces of fashion history for me. I did look up La Marquise and there was lots and lots of examples of their purses, but very little information on the company. So there's some beautiful bags. They all seem to have this romantic, man, lady. Maybe they're on a date. Maybe not. Maybe it could be a little more sinister than that. Who knows back in those days? Okay, so bag number 2. This is just a little daily driver. I don't get a lot of red. And when I do, it doesn't really last long, or it never used to when I did my pop-up shop. So, I mean, this is just a plain little bag. This little bit of leather stitching just adds a bit of interest. It's a shoulder bag. I guess you could go crossbody if you didn't mind it being a little higher sitting. And again, somebody who's got small boobs, it probably would fit well, but not for me. So there we go. And it's got a nice little gusset. There are some blemishes on the gusset. Actually, not even, there's a bit of a line there. You can see it. And there's a little bit of lightening in the corners. Now I've conditioned the bag, so and we've talked about this before. I'd like to suggest that if you do pick up a piece that you really like, condition it. I mean, it's just like our skin. It gets dry and it is a skin. It's, pretty well mostly cow. What have I got? I've had cow, goat, crocodile, ostrich, lamb, eel skin. What else have I had? Oh, I got a new one. Now, I've had a horse. I've owned a horse. I love horses. But horses pass. Horses die. And they can have their rump hide used as leather. It's a very, very expensive leather. It's called cordovan. And if you watch any of the shoe repair, what's his name? It's called the Hanger Project. I've mentioned it before. And he talks about cordovan shoes. So I know I'm interrupting this bag, but I found a cordovan wallet. Now, where the heck is it? Now there's the question. Where did it go? I just had it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So this is cordovan. What's it say there? Can't even, you know what? I'm going blind. It's by Rennick. made in Canada cordovan. So this is horsehide, but it's beautiful quality. It's nice, probably 80s, I would say. In the 60s, 70s, didn't nearly have as many of these card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then an ID window, and then you've got all these little beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, started to pick up some wallets again, because when I do my virtual shopping with my retirement homes, the gents need something too. They would laugh and joke at me about never having anything for the men, but the men don't shop. So I only had one table, so I needed all my table surface for the purses, and I would have the wallets in a suitcase under the table if anybody wanted one, and belts too. So anyway, I'm jumping all over the place. I know I am. So back to this little red guy. There's no brand, but it does have some nice pockets. There's a pocket there, a compartment, a divider with a zipper, and then an open compartment. You've got a very small phone pouch, which really at best is going to be for your glasses, because it's not going to fit any of today's phones. This pocket, that's maybe about that deep. So a good daily driver, as I like to call them. It's a nice bag. It's different in that just this little bit, just that little bit just gives it something. And that's just the beauty of vintage. It does adjust a little. And that's bag number 2. Now bag number 3 is a little bit of a handful, I'm going to say, and you'll see why in a minute. Okay. Look at the size of this thing. So it zips up a little weird. Let me zip it up so you can see how it looks. There we go. So that's it zipped. Get the strap all straightened out. Oh, for God's sakes. There we go. So it's you know what it reminded me of is kind of the grunge look. You know, like back in the early 2000s. It's got these kind of hanging things. They don't do anything. It's just part of the aesthetic of the bag. There's no pockets on the outside. It's got these little adjustable bits. It's quite a low hanging crossbody, and if you have it crossbody and you've got the flap open, it's actually quite easy to get into, and it's not open all the way down. There is a little bit of a blocker here, so you can kind of leave it open and go in and get your bits and pieces, and you know, not everything's gonna fall out. So there's no phone pouches at all, but I don't think it's as far back as that suggests. I really don't think so. I've put this as an early 2000s bag. Just, I don't know why. I just don't feel that it's any earlier than that. It's made in Italy, so it's good quality. Just very different. Very, very different. And there is some damage. I can find it. There are some areas where the piping, the leather's a little bit ripped on the piping. Now I have glued all that, so it's not, where is it all? I have glued it so that it's not kind of just hanging open. There's another area where, so it's solid, but the leather is broken in those areas. And there's another one there. But it's not noticeable. It's been priced accordingly for an Italian leather bag of this size. And it is a very unique piece. So if you like something a little different, which I think a lot of people look to vintage for, then, you know, it's definitely going to be something you might be interested in. There is a little bit of wear on the metal studs here, but again, from a distance, it's just, I mean, it's huge. So if you like a big bag, and I do have it on the largest, yeah, I do, then just something a little different. When I come across these things and I think it's of interest and it's not crazy expensive for me to buy, so that I can pass it along to you for not being crazy expensive. So I've started to notice some summer stuff is starting to leave my stock room. So I think these temperatures are encouraging people to think about spring, summer, and some of the trends that we talked about. The bag that I had that looked like wicker, and it actually was little leather strips, the fossil, that sold. So people are thinking about spring, summer. It's fast approaching. Hopefully the hour forward hasn't messed you up too much. Yeah, no, I was a lazy bum this morning. I woke up before my alarm and I turned it off, and I said to myself, if you put your head back down, you're going back to sleep. And I did. I went back to sleep for another hour. But then I had a bad dream. I don't know. I don't ever remember my dreams unless I'm disturbed and go back to sleep. And it wasn't a good one either. Oh, I dreamt that my dog was back. I lost her 4 or 5 years ago. And yeah, it wasn't good. And it was about renovating a house, which haven't heard from Dave and Christina in a couple of days, so I'm gonna need to touch base with them. We need to figure out when they're coming back, because I don't want that to be put too far down the list of jobs on their list, because I've got 4 huge 4x8 sheets of drywall kind of sticking out of my bathroom or my kitchen door, so I can't get into my pantry very easily or anything. So hopefully they've got plans to come back soon. So anyway, that's enough for me today. Hopefully you are going to have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.